Howdy everyone, my name's DaXeo and this is the Pin Update. So in today's news, we have a COVID immigrant crisis at the border. 150 missing Tennessee children were found. A federal report concludes that free speech doesn't cause hate crimes. And President Joe Biden calling Texas and Mississippi names. So let's get right into that. Alright, for our first story today, we have a story from New York Post by Greg Norman, which states that 108 illegal immigrants in Texas who tested positive for COVID were reportedly released. It says here in the article that more than 100 illegal immigrants who tested positive for the coronavirus after their arrival in Texas since late January have been released by the Border Patrol into the Lone Star State and are free to travel to other parts of the U.S., according to the reports. Felipe Romero, a spokesman for the border city of Brownsville, told Fox News that they are telling the migrants who tested positive to follow the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines to quarantine and maintain social distance, but that Brownsville doesn't have the authority to stop them from traveling to the rest of the country. He said the 108 positives account for only 6.3% of the total migrants who received rapid tests at the city's main bus terminal, a program that began on January 25th. Now, this happens right after Joe Biden opens up the borders, and he was warned about the problems that would occur if he opened up the borders, and now it's happening. So, good for you, Joe. All right, so for the next story today, we have from WKRN.com and the New York Post. This was made by Josh Breslow. He reports that 150 missing children were recovered in Tennessee after months-long operation. It states in the article, a months-long operation has discovered 150 missing children in Tennessee, authorities said Wednesday. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said it launched the effort, Operation Volunteer Strong, in an attempt to track down 240 missing kids, news station WVLT reported. With help from the U.S. Marshals Service and the Department of Children's Services, officers were able to find 150 of the children ranging in ages 3 to 17, that was reported. It also states in this article that around 3 of the children were possibly sex trafficking victims, so that's great that they found those children. All right, so the third story for today is from Breitbart. This is by Alum Bakari, and it says, unreleased federal report concludes no evidence that free speech online causes hate crimes. It states, freedom of speech on the internet did not lead to a rise in hate crimes, according to a report sent from the U.S. Department of Commerce to Congress in January, a report that has yet to appear on any government website. Breitbart News has obtained a copy of the report, which is published in full below, but sources close to the government say that they are baffled as to why it wasn't released publicly after being sent to Congress. The report was prepared by the Department of Commerce's National Telecommunications and Information Administration, which is responsible for advising the president on all matters related to telecommunication on the internet. It also states down below that sources who were close to the drafting and approval process suspect that bureaucrats and establishment politicians with vested interest in hate crimes panic are trying to suppress it because its conclusions challenge popular media narratives alleging a rise in internet-inspired hate crimes. According to the source, who formerly worked in the Trump administration, the updated report was bitterly opposed by the Civil Rights Division, which is a part of the Department of Justice responsible for prosecuting hate crimes. Interesting. Alright, and for the last story today, we have an update actually on yesterday's Texas segment. This is from the Daily Wire by Ryan Saavedra, and he states that Biden mocks Texas and Mississippi for reopening, dropping mask mandates, calls it Neanderthal thinking. So, the Democratic President Joe Biden mocked Texas and Mississippi on Wednesday over 2 states announcing that they were fully reopening their economies and lifting mandatory mask mandates. He says, I think it's a big mistake. Look, I hope everybody's realized by now these masks make a difference. We are on the cusp of being able to fundamentally change the nature of this disease because of the way in which we're able to get vaccines in people's arms. We've been able to move that all the way up to the end of May to have enough for every American to get every adult American to get a shot. The last thing we need is Neanderthal thinking that in the meantime everything's fine. Take off your mask, Biden said. Forget it. It still matters, and it's critical that they follow the science. Wash your hands, hot water, do it frequently, wear a mask, and stay socially distanced. And I know you all know that. I wish the heck some of our elected officials knew that. And yeah, so we all know that the quarantine's been going well. It's been working. So good job, Biden. Way to get them. All right, and before the end of today's video, here is the heartwarming clip of the day. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace out.